Hello, YouTube. Jiangsu is an eastern coastal province of the People's Republic of China. Centuries ago, a very disturbing but interesting UFO encounter took place there. A teacher named Lu Yu, who lived in the village of Yugyu, was standing near his house in the pouring rain when he noticed two ships that were floating on top of the clouds over some ruins opposite his house. On two ships, which were more than 10 hands each, he saw several tall men in hats and colorful clothes. They held a pole in each hand as the ships passed rapidly overhead. Then the teacher Lu Yu called 10 well-read men who stood next to him to observe this phenomenon. Then the ships descended over the teacher and the 10 other men, and the men on board of the ships in colorful clothing passed their hands over the mouths of well-read scribes who could no longer speak. At this time, another man who looked like a mandarin or an official, like a bureaucrat, appeared on one of the ships, accompanied by a priest. After a while, the ships flew away through the clouds, and they were seen descending about a kilometer away from them near the cemetery. When the ships left, the 10 well-read scribes were able to speak again, but 5 days later, Lu Yu died of unknown causes. So here, in this case, we see the biophysical impact of the close encounter of the fifth kind on unsuspecting humans. To me, actually, it reminds me the Kamchatka USSR case from 1970, which you can find in my videos about USOs, unidentified submersible objects, in various parts of the old Soviet Union. But let us not leave the year 1523 in haste. You see, UFOs were observed not only in China. Tourists visiting an old church in the Romanian medieval town of Sighișoara will be surprised to see something that resembles a UFO painted on one of the walls. A strange disc pouring smoke and hovering over buildings has been found in a monastery wall painting, and it's thought to date from the 16th century. And UFO researchers claim that it is evidence of visitors from another world. The strange painting appears on one of the walls of the 14th century monastery church, Biserica Monastirii, located inside the medieval citadel in Sighișoara, Transylvania region. A research group from Israel dealing with ufology has published a report in 2016, if I recall correctly, on a fresco painted on the wall of the 14th century Romanian church, again, which supposedly depicts an unidentified flying object. So the unusual fresco was found in that city of Sighișoara, which is actually where the notorious Vlad Tepes lived. He became the prototype of Count Dracula. Well, according to Yili Schechter and Hanan Sabat from Israeli UFO organization, the mural above the burning house actually depicts a disc-shaped UFO. So the church, it was built in the 14th century, but burned down in the 17th century and was then rebuilt. Now, this is when a series of new paintings appeared in the church, including the one that depicts the strange object that looks like a UFO. And the image is thought to date from just after 1523. The inscription at the bottom of the fresco is Israel hoffe auf den Herrn, translated from German, let Israel trust in the Lord. The phrase is taken from the Bible, Psalter, Psalm 130. This is a very old fresco. While it is difficult to determine its exact age, it is known again that the monastery was built in the 14th century, but later it was destroyed and restored in the 17th century. It is also worth considering that the quote is written in German, while the Bible was translated in German only after 1523. So this is a case, very interesting case of the image of UFO that you can see in the Eastern European country, but of course there are others like the Serbian ones and also the ones that I have brought over, so to say, from Russia and nearby lands. And also look at my videos about the country of Georgia, the Kingdom of Georgia, and also nearby Armenia and UFOs there. It's a fascinating subject, and I'm sure there have been more sightings in 1523. We just don't know. The world is so big, and I'm sure something was sighted over Australia, but we would never know today. Africa, of course, Asian countries, but at least we know these two cases, so to say. So I'll bring you more interesting observations and records of unidentified flying objects in the skies over our planet through the centuries. Thank you for your attention to my work, and if you can support me, you'll find the links in the description to this video. Please subscribe to my channel and tell others.